Ladies and gentlemen, you are now tuned in to JajasMike, home of the world's toughest leaders. We've been looking for you. Today, I'm very immensely excited because lately, I've had a lot of questions coming my way, and they sound like this. They sound like this. If only it were easier. It's too difficult. It's too challenging. My life is just so rough. If only it were easier. It's just not easy right now. You're not looking for the easy way out. You're yearning for the harder way in. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, I was playing my favorite game on the planet, Gears of War 4. Come get at me. Jaja Reborn. I'm going to leave a link somewhere on this screen. Come get at me. And as I'm playing my favorite game on the planet, Gears of War 4, I decided to do something different as of late. Whenever I play a game, which games are puzzles, I turn the difficulty up to the hardest, the most difficult setting that is available. So in Gears of War 4, they have a mode called Insane. There's normal, there's easy, there's hardcore, and then at the very, very bottom, there's insane mode, right? In insane mode, there is no room for error. No room for error. And so I grabbed the Xbox One controller, I'm on the sticks, and the experience was so invigorating. And the reason it was invigorating is because I remember a few months back playing the same game. Put it on easy mode because I just wanted to go through the motions. And it's a funny thing about going through the motions, it starts to become routine. So I put the game down for a minute. I'm like, dang, it's not the same. Like, mind you, the game was incredible. I made it easy. I made it routine. So a few months later, I picked the game up again, ladies and gentlemen. But I put the game on insane mode, same game, more challenging. And because I stepped up to the challenge, it was more invigorating. It was frustrating though. Because I came to an area in the game last night that I probably had to replay over 50 times. I kept dying. The way the map was configured and structured, and the horde and the swarm, the enemies in the game were called swarm, they kept killing me. I died over and over and over and over and over and over again. Stay with me, my leaders. I'm talking to you, stay with me. I keep hitting that restart button. I'm at the same checkpoint over and over again. And it's that challenge though that kept me in the game. Like, mind you, back when I played it a couple months ago, I put the game down quick because it started to get boring. But now it's like I want to go back. Like, I want to go back and embrace the challenge because Here's what I recognized and I realized yesterday night as I was playing Gears of War on insane mode. The beauty of it was that every single time that I died, I had to think of a new way. I had to process a new way of going after the same objective. How do I get past this portion in the game? And I kept trying new strategies. This strategy didn't work. This strategy didn't work. This strategy didn't work. That strategy didn't work. That strategy didn't work. And I tried over 50 strategies that did not work. I was frustrated. I wanted to throw my Xbox One controller at the TV screen. I just wanted to, Why am I still playing the game? I kept playing the game because I kept learning something new. Okay, if this doesn't work, this should work. If this doesn't work, this doesn't work. And every time I tried something different, every time I tried a new strategy, I got closer. I got closer. And the funny thing is, the closer you get, oftentimes the more frustrating it gets. And so on my 51st try, on my 51st attempt, because I had failed 50 times, I tried something that I would have never thought about in the initial stages. Like, I needed to fail 50 times to realize on the 51st try what to do right. So there came a portion in the game where I decided to do something different. I grabbed my boy Shotty, right? And even though I failed like about 18 more times, the beauty was I got closer and closer. I recognized that the new shift, the new change was bringing me closer to my success. So ladies and gentlemen, we're at like the 68 attempt. We're at the 68 attempt. And lo and behold, at the 68 attempt, I found success in that part of Gears of War 4. I found success at the 68 attempt. Hear what I'm saying? I'm not looking for an easier way out. I'm looking for a harder way in. Because the months that I put the game away on casual, all 58, all 50 or 68 retries was more exhilarating than going through the game on easy. Because after I succeeded on the 69th attempt, I felt a euphoria. I felt a euphoria that came over my whole body. A sense of enlightenment, a sense of fulfillment. Like, I just took on this challenge. It made me realize in life that I can do anything, right? Ironically, from a game. But it just made me realize that if I would stick in and just not give up when things get difficult, I may be closer than I think. Like, if I had gave up on the 50th try, on the 51st try, I wouldn't have realized a new strategy that I needed to implement. If I had gave up on the 68th try, I wouldn't realize that on the 69th try that God would open the door for me. It's more fulfilling to go towards a challenge than it is to settle for something that is easier. It was too easy. So you put it away. It was too easy. So you read it so fast. It was just too easy. It wasn't complex enough. So we sit here, and even myself included, always asking for the easier way out or easier process, when it's through the challenge that we cherish it more. Like the blessing and the memory is in the pain. Like I remember what it felt like to continue to fail. So my leader, I want to ask you something. And I want you to connect with this, my leader, and I want you to realize something. You don't realize that you failed so many times and you know it. That's why you come to me like, yo, Jai, this is difficult. Yo, you on your 50th try. Heck, some of you haven't even tried 50 times on something. Haven't you realized and noticed that when you continue to go towards that thing, you seem to realize what works better and what doesn't? So what if it takes you 50 tries? What if it's that next attempt that's going to allow you to see a whole new perspective? What if it takes, after that 51 attempt, it takes you about 18 more? Because if it's something that you really want to go towards, it doesn't matter how many attempts it's going to take. It doesn't matter. I remember one of my favorite games growing up, Super Golden Ghost. Super Nintendo game, never beat the game, frustrating. I've never ever played a more difficult game than Super Golden Ghost. I may be saying it wrong. I'm gonna leave a picture right here. In that game, when I tell you, I've never failed at a game more in my life than playing Super Golden Ghost. I may have had to restart that game legitimately over about 300 times. I remember playing this with my sister, IJ, my other sister, Joy, my little brother, Brian, and we would all take attempts at it. And I just remember some nights being up late, just like, because I'm still trying to beat the game. I'm frustrated. I'm, once again, like Gears 4, I'm mad. I feel like throwing the controller at the, But even to this day, ladies and gentlemen, I still remember that though. Like, I still remember that game. It's not too many games I still remember in my Super Nintendo days. But I remember the ones that gave me the most frustration. You're not looking for an easier way out. You're looking for a harder way in. You're just looking for a way to beat the challenge. Because God wouldn't have gave you the challenge if it wasn't for you, right? He knows you can overcome it. Just realize that. Because many of you leaders that I talk to are very motivated, right? You're very ambitious. And because you want to accomplish these great heights, you're going to have to go through some great struggles. So it may take you about 51 attempts, or it may take less than that. But every time you fail, you just must analyze, what is the next best step for me to take in this scenario? What is the next best step? That's the only question you need to ask yourself. You're not looking for an easier way out. You're looking for a harder way in. You just got to persist. You're on the verge of a breakthrough. You're on the verge of leveling up. You're on the verge of your next step in your evolutionary process. You're on the verge of making that thing come to fruition, but you got to persist. It may take 51 tries. You may not get it to that 69th attempt. But if you truly want this, do not give up. Tune into this perspective, my leaders. It's my leadership challenge. Whatever it is that you're doing, I want you to analyze and truly ask yourself, what would my life be like? Leadership challenge. What would my life be like if I stopped pursuing this goal? Is this goal that I'm pursuing something that is truly in my heart to pursue? If so, if the answer to that is yes, leadership challenge, I want you to take at least 51 attempts and just try failing 51 times. That's it. All I want you to do right now is fail 51 more times and then cut it off. But if you haven't legitimately failed 51 times at least, you haven't tried yet. So understand this principle today. And I'm a firm believer. My leader, I'm talking to you right now. I'm a firm believer. Just trust me. Go out and fail about 51 more times. Trust me. And if you do that, I'm a firm believer. Your perspective, which is your life, will be changed. We out.